sorry. I weigh myself on vacation with Jill so I can check the scale against Jane Bobby. And she goes, I don't trust it's true. I gained 40 pounds. You have to get on the scale. Tell me if it's true. Bobby, now you get on. It's true. I didn't lie.
I gained 4 pounds.
Stephanie, this is my life obsessed food noise friend. Hi, Do you see this? It's a television show. Anyone else like to make a comment? Ramona would like my oatmeal recipe. Anything else? Anyone like? Okay, perfect, Ramona. I never see you, so I'll, go on the website. Okay, I'll give it to you tonight. Stephanie?
I'd actually like to tell everybody that I've known Bethenny since about 19 years old, and she was definitely about 15 pounds heavier. And we both lived in LA together, and we would go to this yogurt place and get a large yogurt and a large muffin.
The big chill, this big. Everyone's ass was this big, and we thought we were like on a spa diet.
We would go work out all day long. We were both chubby.
No, we were both definitely 15 pounds heavier. We hiked 90 miles a day.
90 miles
we ate frozen yogurt for lunch.
Rollerbladed to Venice and Santa Monica every day. And following Bethenny's diet plan, I'm not a thin girl by nature. It's definitely very difficult for me. She says I obsess all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I ate a French fry. Now I'm going downward. I'm like a drug addict. I'm good, and I can't stop. But learning from Bethenny so much, she leads by example. And we go out to dinner, and I see her. She'll have a little French fry and a salad and this and that, and she's so much thinner and so much healthier.
And she's freaked out. In the beginning, she'd be like, I don't believe it. It's not true. What's going on? And you're eating French fries. Like, it's crazy.
I didn't believe it, and I said, you're lying to me. I know what you're doing. You want me to be fat. But you know what?
You want me to be fat.
It's interesting what you're saying, because Bethenny and Jill we both had the opportunity to go home during the summer, and we spend so much time in the kitchen. And it is amazing that this woman can eat. And I've seen it.
But what she does is she doesn't eat. Right, she doesn't sit and eat like me. Pour out steak and eat the whole thing.
A lot of people in the back can't hear this conversation, so if you could.
No. Anyway, we're basically talking about the fact that Stephanie and I used to be very obsessed, and we'd eat a whole frozen yogurt for lunch, and a muffin, a fat-free muffin that was this big, and hike 97 miles, and that she now watches the way that I eat, which is, I do really eat everything. Jill's big on the taste everything, eat nothing rule, too.
And also, but it's helped me, too.
And my friend Stephanie, who was obsessed and had a baby 4 months ago, is now, she's now back to fighting condition, so it works. You had a question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know you went to natural, I don't know the name of it. But
Natural Gourmet Cooking School.
Right, and then you opened your business, Bethenny Bakes, right?
Right.
So did you have a plan before you went, or what inspired you to go to school? And
I was engaged to the wrong man living in Chicago, and we moved to New York for a short period of time, and I was always into food and always into health, and I found the school, and I begged them to let me in because they wouldn't, they had no more room, and it was just a hobby. It was just a complete bored, engaged person's hobby. And I got a job working at a health food restaurant afterwards, running the restaurant, and I started playing with their ingredients and just experimenting and using. That's how I met Alicia Silverstone and Donna Karen and all these people, Marlon Maples, that used to come in, and I would just feed them my cookies and make all these creations, and that's how I kind of became a natural food chef. But it was never a plan. None of this was a plan. Jill says we plan and God laughs, but I say, as long as you're going forward, it doesn't matter if you know exactly where the destination is. Just be moving forward. 3 more questions, okay. I do. I talk about exercise because I think that there's a lot of noise with exercise too. I think that I used to be a person that would exercise 5-6 times a day, step and running and spinning and like a maniac. And if I went away on vacation, I would freak out about the gym and bringing the gym clothes and all that. And I really don't. I do think that my body has remembered from back then, and I do exercise. It's in my life. It needs to be a part of your life. But I didn't exercise at all this week. It'll probably be 2 to 3 times a week, but it'll always be there. And I think that the most important thing is to pick exercise that quiets your food noise. So for me, it's not being in a spinning class. Like, my life is crazy, and spinning's crazy, and it makes you hungrier and burning calories. And wanting calories. And I find that to be, for me, too much. For me, because I'm a lunatic, I like to do yoga because it calms it down. And it calms down food noise for a lot of people. So it shouldn't be a situation where you feel like you have to be sweating because you're not burning enough calories for what you're eating. It should be just doing something that you can definitely, consistently always do and keep in your life without doing it 5 days and then doing it 0 for 3 months. It should be just do it twice a week for the rest of your life. You'll be fine.
Hi, I know that sneaker margaritas, and it's possible that every now and then you're going to have one too many. What are your healthy hangers?
Oh, by the way, it's true. By the way, rules are rules except for the binging rule. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. All of them are made to be broken. And I definitely break the skinny girl margarita 2-drink. It's like, what is it, in a comedy club? It's a 2-drink minimum? Right, I say 2-drink maximum, and then I break that rule once every 9 or 2 days. And that's a bank account thing, too. First of all, during that time, you really should be drinking water before and after, obviously, and definitely having protein when you're doing that because it's sugar and it spikes and crashes. But okay, so for the next day, I really this company should be the Synergy Kombucha tea drink, that health drink. It is like that. It's called Synergy Kombucha tea. It's what I drink the next morning. Emergency tends to help. And sometimes you gotta just slug it out. You gotta, if you're gonna play, you're gonna have to pay. I mean, literally, I put a gun to my head on New Year's Day next to Jill after 47 skinny girl margaritas. So I mean, sometimes it just sucks, to be honest. But I mean, usually like fruit, grapefruits, a lot of hydration. That's what I think.
And that's coming from Jill, who doesn't even drink.
Right. Well, she wasn't drinking. She was watching me drink. That's a score. Great score.
Do you suggest like any other alcohol, like?
I love this. Like, I'm Bethenny, and I'm an alcoholic. I suggest clear. Here's my thing.
What about
a lot of
wine?
people. Yes, this is the thing about wine. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a dietitian. I am a now naturally thin, skinny girl who has a book. But here's the deal. As far as alcohol, wine, yes, they say it's okay, and it's got the same calories and. The thing is, you slug down wine. Wine tastes good, and it goes down really quickly. And when you're at a restaurant, they keep topping you off. So I like to know what I'm doing. I like to know, like, this is a whole muffin, and now I know what I did. I like to know this is a drink. That's A, about me for wine. Champagne, it's too little, and it goes down too quickly, and that's a disaster. That was January 1, the gun to the head next to Jill. But I think that clear alcohol, like vodka, or even, I guess, clear rum, or for me, tequila on the rocks, with just a tiny bit, if you need a little bit of the sweetness, is the best thing because you have the ice, so that's melting, you nurse it, you're drinking some of the water from the ice, and it's kind of strong enough that you can't slug it back. With a real full-fat 800-calorie margarita, that tastes like Kool-Aid. And then tomorrow, you hate yourself.